I'm Tom DeWeese, president of the American Policy Center.
Do you approve of the land trust that might potentially infringe upon the rights of small farmers?
No, I don't. I have been fighting these things for many, many years across the country, and I have seen property owners, I've seen farmers who have just been absolutely devastated by these regulations that they put on it. And they use the excuse of protecting the environment, but when it comes right down to it, it's really about control of the land. And the conservation easements take land off the tax rolls, or at least reduce them, and that hurts other people, and it doesn't help the farmer at all. If a farmer wants to conserve his land, there's nothing to stop him from doing that if he wants to do it on his own.
What do you think should happen to the PEC since the incident in which they infringed upon the rights of the small farmer?
Well, I'll tell you what, as I said, I've been involved in this all over the country. The Piedmont Environmental Council is the most vicious, tyrannical organization I have encountered anywhere in this country. And the tactics that they employ, the collusion that they're doing with government, and I believe, they're a 501c3 organization. That means they're an educational organization. They have way overstepped the bounds of an educational organization, and I think that the IRS, the government agencies that grant these nonprofit status should take a long look at the Piedmont Environmental Council about rescinding that 501c3 status.
Okay, that's cool, because you really just kind of like segue into my next question. So you think that they should lose their 501 status for these events?
I absolutely do, and the reason I say that is because they're not operating as a 501c3 educational organization. They're operating in the back rooms in the government. They get involved. They swear they don't, because that they don't get involved in elections and getting involved with candidates, but they do. And whether it's behind the scenes or what, they are not an educational organization. They are a political force, and that's not 501c3.
What do you think about, do you think it's fair that small farmers have their rights infringed upon by the PEC and that there's no oversight or accountability?
That's the crux of the question, the whole situation. No oversight. Why are private organizations given the power over private property owners? Why does this exist? And there's nobody overseeing them. There's nobody saying, whoa, wait a minute, you've overstepped your bounds. Somebody like Martha has to go to all this to get a rally, try to get legislation through, just so she can farm her land. And what people don't realize, I think, that the PEC is part of a whole network of organizations like this. They have massive money. They have massive political power. And an individual farmer hasn't got any of that, and yet there they are trying to stand up and stand for their rights. One of the crazy things in all this is that these conservation easements are put in perpetuity, forever. A farmer signs, as Martha did, gets in a conservation easement, and then finds out it doesn't work for them. What are they to do? Forever they are stuck in this. Their property values are reduced to absolutely nothing, and they can't get rid of the land, because who's stupid enough to buy it once one of those is put on the land? So there needs to be some kind of an opt-out opportunity for the landowner to say, well, this isn't working for me. Maybe 5 years down the road, after they've signed on to it, they'd find out this doesn't work. If it does, terrific. But they need to have some kind of fairness in this. And I think that having that kind of an opt-out would have the effect of keeping the land trusts honest and keeping them operating legally without this kind of harassment, because they know they might lose them. So.
All right. Well, that's the end of my set questions. Is there anything else you want to say about it that I didn't touch on?
Well, I think what's happening here today, this is amazing. All across this country, these kinds of things are happening, but this is the first time that anybody has stood up like this and called them out and called for them to have their power rescinded and cut back. This is historic, what's happening today.